Welcome back. You're still watching All Angles here on eNCA. Now, in 2016, South Africa was caught in the grips of rampant corruption and state capture. It was then that a group of former director generals came together in an attempt to curb the scourge. They have now formed themselves into the Association of Former Director Generals. It plans to help government rebuild the state. To tell us more about this, we are joined by former DG in the presidency, Reverend Frank Chikane. Thank you very much, Reverend, for your time. Now, first of all, of course, South Africa waking up to the news day before yesterday of that report that was released by the President, that SIU report into digital vibes in the Health Ministry, and then also finding out that the SIU is suggesting that the DG in the department, Dr. Anban Pillay, should also face some sort of punishment or prosecution. Your reaction as former DG to the news of a DG being involved in corruption?
Well, I mean, that's why we are here. That's why we actually formed the Association of Former Directors General. What we are saying is that we need to rebuild the capacity of the state. The attack of the state in terms of its capacity, hollowing out, people who should be there to make sure that the state serves the interests of the people, was destroyed in the last few years, and very few civil servants are able to take a stand because of the threats against their lives, etc. And that many of the officials who got caught into this corruption followed what the political class was saying to them. And by doing that, they then become the victims of this corruption, because they are the ones who sign up on the deals, on the tenders. And I always say the officials will remain with the problem because the political class does not put it in writing. In terms of the PFMA, when a political leader gives you an instruction, they must put it in writing so that if indeed it is irregular, you should say so. And if they say they are going ahead with it, they must put it in writing so that the officials are able to protect and defend the state. I think that's what we are looking for. And we are hoping to work with the government to assist to rebuild this capacity.
Reverend, I read some reports suggesting that the association is derived of former DGs from the presidencies of former President Nelson Mandela as well as former President Thabo Mbeki. Is this true that those are the two administrations that this association derives from? And does it say a lot about there not being a DG or a former DG that was approached from the previous presidency?
No, we started as the first 27 former directors general who served in the first two administrations, because we're concerned about what is happening in the state, in government. But now with the launch of the association, all former directors general can join and be part of this association, except that those who join must meet certain requirements. We have got a code of ethics, so we don't have former directors general who join coming with a baggage that would in fact discredit the association. We want the association to be consisting of credible former directors general who are going to mentor, assist, advocate and share experiences with those who are currently participating in government.
All right, Reverend. So formed in May 2016, I believe. It started with about 27 of you. But you also wrote something to the administration then, which was titled "The Voice of Reason, Save the Public Service from State Capture." And it was, submitted to the executive outlining your concerns back in May 2016. Have you received any response since then from government?
Well, at that time, we sent it to the Minister of Finance, to the Minister for Public Administration, and copied it to the President then and the Deputy President. No, we did not get a response at that time because of the level of the crisis that the political class were facing and the leadership. They were not able to wriggle out of it. We proposed a way in which we could stop the state capture. I'm still of the view that if they accepted our views at that time, would not have had such a deep damage in the state the way in which it has happened. But subsequent to that, of course, we have now met the president, current president, we have met the Minister of Public Service and Administration, the one who was before the new cabinet reshuffle, and we have met the new minister, and we are confident that we will be able to work with government to assist in whatever way possible.
All right, very quickly, I know that your peers, Reverend, call you DG of all DGs, and I wonder, how you feel about that. But in terms of you speaking to the current president and having briefed him about your initiative, explain to us how independent you'll be from government, for instance, and from the president, and how exactly you're hoping to work with government to eradicate corruption in our country.
No, actually, before we launched this, we studied what these types of associations do and are structured internationally. And we agreed on this format where we have got an association which is independent of government. It's a voluntary association. And it will then make available, as we have done already, our constitution, code of ethics, the things that we could do with government following our discussion with the president and the Minister for Public Administration, the head of the public service. They call me DG of DGs. Of course, I led FOSAT, Forum of Directors General, during that. And my current successor, who is Pindile Baleni. She was at the launch, she welcomed the launch, and she said they are ready to work with us. We had the chair of the Public Service and Administration Commission, and he said, welcome this establishment of the association, and has already indicated the things that we should do together. We had officials from the Public Service and Administration. We had officials from the government school for administration. So everybody has welcomed this. We also had the Auditor General attending because she's critical. So I'm confident that the time has now come for us to turn the ship around, go back to the commitment of clean government, services, quality services to the people, and that will stop seeing, sewer running in the streets and failure of government. We need to stop that.
All right. Reverend, thank you very much for your time. Unfortunately, we have run out of time to speak to you, but that is Reverend Frank Chikane, DG of all DGs. He's the former General Secretary of the SACC and former DG in the presidency during the reign of former President Thabo Mbeki. That's it for